Hello, this is Dan Wu. When I was meditating earlier this afternoon, what came up in my mind was a draft of what I'm going to talk about here. The subject of what is the largest obstacle to change. For over a decade, I have been asked at times by personal friends or acquaintances here in Seattle to meet with them to provide some spiritual advice. These people who asked me to do that range from atheists to Christians to Buddhists to Native Americans. So it's always been a learning experience for me on how not to impose my idea of how somebody else ought to make decisions and ought to decide. It's not about how telling them what to do, other than providing some, during our discussions, talking about how to change toward whatever it is that their goals are, especially in this context of the problem, whatever it is. It could be a job problem, it could be a relationship problem, it could be a number of deaths in the family, the loss of a best friend, it could be health problems, it could be anything in the world. The one thing that I've especially noticed as the years have gone by, and as I've investigated my own decision making, my own processing more, and as I research the topic, as I read what the sages for thousands of years, what wise people for thousands of years have said, from all faiths and no faiths, and from all traditions, and what the current scientific research has said, our biggest obstacle to change is, in one way or another, telling us ourselves we can't change. The paradox of internal change, of having the inside job, as some people call it, of having an awakening, as many different paths call it, comes from our mind. And it may show up in many different ways, disguising what the real problem is. The real problem is that we're telling ourselves, well, it sounds cool, or maybe I'll do this, but I need to understand first what's happening. I need to be rational. I need to put all my intellect into more than instructions, but as to what is causing, what will cause a change, what it will mean. And I was one of those people, so I'm not talking about anything that I was different than other people who started on a process of change. I used to think that if I thought through things well enough, if I applied my intellect and my education, my brain, or what I thought was my brain, into action, then I can know what I'm doing. It's the ego speaking. Then it can come out of fear, it can come out of education, come from a family environment, it could be ingrown into us from toxic stress, post-traumatic stress disorder, or other things that happen in our lives. We may feel absolutely desperate to change. We may, in fact, be able to identify some of our problems, flying into rages, losing hope, jumping into other people's faces with different opinions, not listening, guessing, conjectures, expectations, all of that. Every human being has these processes. Some may be more balanced than others, but there isn't a human being in the world. At least I haven't met him yet, or her yet, and I haven't read any research showing that that perfect human being exists, who doesn't have all kinds of doubts and qualms, fears, anxieties, anger, disappointment, anything else that can come up out of circumstances. And we think that how we respond for a long time, at least I did, is how I responded was natural, was normal. It's the only way to respond. How does this obstacle appear? It may not appear in exactly the same kind of framing I just spoke of. It may not appear as I gotta know what's going to happen. It may appear in thousands of different forms. Whatever happens, it better be good. Whatever happens, you better not change these things in me or in my life. Whatever happens, if I hit nirvana or enlightenment or an awakening, it's got to be permanent. I don't really want to change, but I don't say that to myself. It's just the egocentric armor that had, for whatever reasons, developed over the years. Again, this is not a matter of fault. Scientists have already discovered that some of this, many of these things become biological. Our entire body, from the top of our head to the bottom of our feet to our hands, are interconnected. There's not going to be one place in the body, for example, for most people without training, that if stress appears in one place, it will spread throughout the entire body. We are a neural system. We are a energy system. So the process that I've gone through with a lot of people, friends and acquaintances, some of whom have become very close friends, is asking them to pick up some form of meditation that works with them. They don't have to do the ones I do, but to find a way to create silence in their lives. And by silence, I don't mean necessarily sitting in a dark room facing the wall, which I have done. I don't know how many hours of. I have done that. It could mean walking. It could mean listening to music. It could mean being in nature. It could mean being with a group of friends. These are spiritual moments. It's the moment when we get to face ourselves and where we get to learn how to do that without fear. One of the biggest obstacles, again, is in one way or another, there's this demand to control the outcomes, to know what the outcomes are. There's no way for me, despite 14 years of meditation practices, contemplative practices, where I've learned to be calmer in moments of drama, in moments of uncertainty. But I can tell you what's going to happen an hour from now with certainty. I don't know. I think back over to many people, some of whom were friends, that I talked to, it turned out within a day or so of their death, from all kinds of causes, from car accidents to addictions to disease, heart attacks, cancer. one of the fallacies that I had when I began this set of meditation practices that I have adopted into my own life was that somehow I will learn how not to have thoughts. Period. A recent neuroscience study of male Americans, and I can't remember what the age span was. It's quite a wide age span. Is that the average American male brain generates thoughts 60% of the time each hour, and that average man doesn't know it. Thoughtless is a concept, and it sometimes is an experience. There are moments in a variety of meditation and mystical practices where magically thought disappears. That is not front and center. It's not babbling in the background. It disappears. But that wasn't my goal. My goal was how to learn to live with whatever thoughts I had, how to live with whatever feelings I had, and somehow to transform what I felt were negative, or actually literally negative, how to transform that energy. I remember 2 years after I began a set of multiple daily meditation practices, I was with some friends, and I blurted out, because it just occurred to me then, that what meditation or sitting really taught me is that I am crazy. I am full of thoughts all the time. What I've also learned since that time is by being unaware of the thoughts and my normal reactions to things, I got hooked. Thoughts might be water drops going over a waterfall, and rather than letting the thought go over the waterfall, I grab onto it and I would go over the waterfall. So I always ask the question of these friends or acquaintances who ask me to help them change. I always start with, what is it that you want to change? Why do you want to change? Can you take some time? You don't have to do it right now, but we can meet later at another time. If you're the kind that like to journal, if you're not a writer, is there a way for you to make some kind of self-assessment of these thoughts? And can you find any, what these thoughts trigger, what these feelings trigger? For people with trauma, that especially is difficult because they're so used to denying the trauma or walling off the trauma or pushing all the memories away, that the first exercise can be very difficult. There are interesting things coming out of neuroscience and biological sciences is that it is our actions that change everything in our body and our minds. I learned for myself that the capacity and ability and the reservoirs of energy to be more kind came from acting more kind. I did not need to study thousands of books on kindness, because with the kind of thinking and mind I had at the time I began this process, every word would be filtered by my own previous experiences. And that would include any pushing away, events from the past, any denial of what I consider imperfect emotions. There, for many people, not everybody, there are also bullying, self-critical voices. And they all roam around and can be expressed in many ways. But all of them are saying, you're not very good, you got this thought going through you. Well, I can't stop this thought, and I hate it, I got it. And before you know it, that is what consumes your entire being. Either wanting to get rid of it, or denying it exists, or being triggered into some kind of past activities to cover it up. One of the other things I ask friends and acquaintances to do once they come up with essentially a self, it's not an analysis, a self-history, which is focused around the specific kinds of issues that pop up for the particular relationship. If it's a relationship with a partner, then there are other things going on, like how our partner is supposed to treat each other. Or I've had fucking bad partners in the past and they all fucked me over. Or any number of scenarios and stories. It turns out it's a common story. But unless we slow down, we may never uncover that common story. What slows us down, or at least what I believe slows progress down in transformative changes, is not doing it, not making the changes, whether or not anything can be understood. This subject came up because it fits in with quite a few conversations I've had over the last 2 weeks with friends, and my recent discovery of a new book that's been published called The Wisdom of Not Knowing. It's a fairly new book, and it had rave reviews. I got it, but I haven't read it yet, so I just the thought of having a book which talks about exactly the subject of unknowing excites me, because I like to find out what all the resources the author goes to. Korean Zen master Sun San has had a big impact in my processing toward letting go. In a brief summary, he said, if you can achieve a not knowing mind, you're going to get happy. And it doesn't mean that if I'm on a job on something that I don't do research. It doesn't mean that I happen to be a reader, I like books. It doesn't mean I stop reading. It just means that I need to set aside times to change. That may or may not involve reading. When I'm doing contemplative practices, reading is part of that. So hopefully what I've said will help you. One of the other exercises I ask my friends or acquaintances to do when they go through this process is to carry around a little journal or notebook and write down how many times they will hear themselves telling themselves, you can't change, or you won't change. Just write it down. Become aware of those voices. We've had very odd weather here in Seattle. We had snow yesterday, quite a bit, but it didn't last long, and we're in a rainy period with more rains coming and possibly more snow. So I am enjoying the approaching spring. There's a change when that happens. The weather, not only the season changes, weather changes, life changes, even human lives. We will feel some changes just from change of season. And I don't control the change of season at all. But if I'm grousing about the season, my world shrinks. There is no possibilities. Watch out about self-talk. And as I said, it can be disguised in many ways that tells you there are no possibilities. Becoming aware of the thousands and millions of variations of that self-talk is a huge step toward freedom, because when I hear it, I change the talk. Or I can do a number of other things that involves becoming centered again, becoming aware of possibilities, seeing that life isn't just some eclipse of the sun, that nothing stays forever, including all the negatives. I hope you enjoyed this and have a good rest of the day wherever you are. This is February 28, 2017 in the Alki neighborhood of West Seattle. Enjoy your life, enjoy your dreams. Try out some of my hints, or you may find other, you can find so many different kinds of resources that have recommendations and exercises and practices, spiritual tools to help take that first action. Good night from here.